Going on YouTube, Connor on Chain. Bringing you guys another video today. We're talking about little things that I look for in charts, in brand new projects that launch. Right now we got Script Network up, which has been one of my most hyped projects that I've actually just been watching on my radar. And it did just launch the other day. And it's pulling exactly what I've wanted it to pull. And I'm just going to jump right into this, guys, because this is some really good info that many of you, if not all of you, need to understand when it comes to finding new gems and new projects, especially when they're very hyped with launches. So, Script Network here, as you can see, it launched, what was the day? So on the 20th. So literally, what is the date today? I think 2 days ago. So it launched 2 days ago, all right? And when it comes to a launch like Script, this was a very, very hyped launch, in my opinion. This has been on my radar for probably 2 to 3 months now before it launched. From launch, it did about a 3 or 4x, which is not too bad. But, since then, which that was on the 20th, where it really had its peak here. But usually what happens every single time a brand new project launches, and especially if they have a lot of backers and a lot of VCs in them like this, is an absolute dump. It goes from a nice pump to a nice drop. And honestly, looking at Script here, I think over the next week to maybe 2 weeks, I have a huge feeling that this is going to pull one of the greatest moves for investors, as far as new investors that want to get into the project. And what I mean is this is going to start trickling down very heavily. And what I want to pull up here is actually another coin that I've talked about many times as well on the channel. So Warped Games. Guys, this in my opinion is kind of at this point like a proven fact of how to find great coins right after launch. Warped is the same exact thing. Fundamentally, it's got everything that I look for. There may be like one or two minor things, that you could consider red flags, major or minor, but almost every project is going to have something, to a sense like that. Not every project is going to have every single like checkbox actually checked that you have on your radar. Damn, I'm like out of breath today. I don't know why. But Warped here, like I was saying, the same exact thing is what I expect from Script Network. You get the hype launch, whether it goes up or down like this. I don't understand this candle here, but what I see is it had a huge hype pump and it came back down. And ever since it came down, it has just continued down for a long time. Trickled down, it continued, had a nice pump, continued and then continued, until we bottomed a little bit. And this is what I mean about getting like generational entries or generational wealth entries on these projects. Because obviously you saw Warped has gone up and it looks like it's going to come back down. It might retrace. But it's coming back into a nice DCA area, in my opinion. And so we're pulling up Script again too because, like I said, I personally can see Script Network doing very similar, if not the same exact thing as what Warped has done. And another one that, if you've watched my channel, I've talked about since the literal beginning, is Titanium. It's the same exact idea. You can see the entry we got if you guys were on the channel earlier. Same exact thing on Titanium. We had a hype entry, or not even hype entry, hype launch. It did its thing. It kind of went up, came back down. Price eventually just kept trickling down until it came to an area like this. And I call this like a consolidation phase or even a dead zone, as in volume is almost at its lowest. The attention is almost completely gone. But this is where you find those fundamentally sound projects when they're at points like this to actually get in, and it gives you a lot of time. Like right here, you can see from what, August, September, it gave you a lot of great times to get in, And before, what happened? Ran up, retrace, another pump, and then an absolute godwick. And obviously not every project is going to pull something like titanium did. But like I'm saying, for the most part, this is kind of what I expect for most, if not all, projects that pull something like this, especially off a launch. And like I just said, Warped, in my opinion, is going to be a very strong project. I think the first step for Warped right now is I think it's got to retrace. It might come back down. If it comes back down, I'm definitely DCAing back in. Coming back down, it's going to trickle, going to just chill out, before it eventually just comes right back up to all-time highs, consolidates, breaks all-time highs, makes new highs, and it pulls 2, 3, 4, 5, 6x, from these from these entries at the bottom. Like I said, and Script is one of the most hype ones, in my opinion, that I want to add to my portfolio for the long term. And at this point, I'm just waiting probably another week to maybe 2 weeks, to actually get a good entry on something like this. Like I said, I expect it might pump a little bit. It's going to continue dumping. Volume's going to fizzle out. I might have to do something like this, continue. But right here, it's going to eventually just do something like this. Bottom line, this is what almost every fundamentally sound project will end up doing. And this is what I look for. So I really like Script Network. If you guys aren't familiar, Script Network is aiming to be kind of like a on-chain TV network / Netflix type platform. That's like a very, very broad description of kind of Script Network. They got a lot going on though. The website is script.tv. Ooh. And they're currently right now they're only launched on Qcoin. But yeah, decentralized television, they got a lot of different stuff going on. I think this is going to be a top player in the, I guess in this current narrative of, I don't even know what you want to call it. Like obviously not crypto TV, but whatever narrative you would categorize Script Network in, I think it's going to be a top player in something like this. I really like this project, and like I said, I want to see this one, just take off eventually. All right, Kiwi, 1 second, okay? I'll let you out of the room. Sorry, that's my cat. Don't worry, I'll let you out. But anyways, that's kind of what I got for you guys today. I just wanted to do a quick update on these because, like I said, getting these entries at the bottom of very fundamentally strong projects is how you're going to make the most amount of wealth, in my opinion, especially if you put a lot in at the bottom, like at literal bottom points. Like let's say if this came to a bottom here, maybe not like that, but if a project bottoms out, if you're getting in at the lows here, the amount of downside that you're going to have in comparison to your upside, is almost night and day. It does not compare. Because you know what? When volume is dead, that's how you know a coin is not going to go much lower unless it's some sort of slow rug or, some crap, some shit's happening with the project. And usually, like I said, fundamentally sound and strong projects are not going to pull some shit like that, especially when they got a lot of, different VCs, a lot of people that are actually heavily invested into the success of the project. So something like Script, like I said, top project I'm watching right now. But this one we're just going to watch and wait for, volume to slow. Like I said, it might take a week, it might take even 2 to 3 weeks, but from there, that's what I'm watching. So I'll keep everyone updated, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.